and welcome back, or welcome to the channel. I have decided that today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I started drawing one of my old characters, and I was like, oh, I should, bring you guys along for the adventure of that. So yeah, this is the character I created way back in 2017, apparently, called Kestrelstep. You can see in this picture, I did redo her design the next year, which, right between the two, there's a pretty big difference. But still not very good. So I figured I would do another update and show the difference that a couple years can make for drawing. Yeah, so this character is, I think she was one of my first ever OCs that I ever actually made. Like, I've been drawing for a while. I just never got into the whole thing of actually making my own characters, unless it was for a story, but even then I didn't really draw them. But I would just draw other random things. So Kestrelstep here was actually one of the very first characters I created specifically for myself, and I was actually going to make a story all about her. I think I toyed with the idea of turning into like a comic book kind of thing. I don't remember a lot, but I do know I did start a story with her. I have that story posted somewhere. I'm not sure if I could find it. But yeah, so that's just a little bit of how she got started. She does have 4 siblings, but only one of them is actually her brother. I believe I had her be adopted. I think I kept changing that. Like, I'm remembering 2 different things, but I think I kept changing her story a little bit. Either way, she has one brother she's close to, and 2 other siblings that she isn't. She's also a very small cat compared to your average cat. I don't remember a lot of her story, but I think how it went. Like, she had a full tail when she was born and everything. But I think the idea I had going on was that, she trained to be a warrior, and she was getting up there. But a few moons into her apprenticeship, while she was out on the territory, she all of a sudden ran into a fox that had found some kits that had wandered out of a neighboring clan's camp. So she stepped in, because she couldn't stand to see, innocent kits getting beat up or whatever. So she went after them. After the fox, to protect the kits. And somehow she managed to drive it off, or she almost did, and then, the clan cats heard the commotion, came down and helped. But either way, before the fox left, it did manage to bite off her tail. So that is how she grew up to have only half of her tail. So that's just a permanent thing she has. I think she was supposed to have really good hearing too, and that's how she even knew there were kids in trouble. Again, this has been a lot of years, so I don't remember all the details. But yeah, the story generally was just going to be following her and her path from being a kit all the way up until she became a warrior, and different things that she went through along the way. I think she was supposed to be a bit of a quiet cat, at least to start off with. She was a bit more on the quiet side. Because she was small, she got overlooked a lot. After the fox incident, she would gain more popularity in her own clan, just because she was an apprentice that took on a fox. Like, not many do that. And yeah, she just kind of slowly grows from there. Her story never got finished. I was having a lot of trouble coming up with a lot of her story. I do have another picture of her that I'll put on the screen here for you, that you can see just how bad my art was in 2017. Yeah, that was supposed to be her meeting a cat from another clan. I think it was a friend she had, but because they're from opposite clans, it's not really an approved friendship. Again, I don't really remember the story, but you can see in the picture how small of a cat she is compared to others. So, yeah, there's that. I really wish I could remember her whole story. That is generally what I remember of her. I know I really liked her design at the time. I still like the idea behind it, but the execution was really bad. Like, you cannot tell her nose from, like, the black marking on her muzzle. I made the black markings too black, like, too intense. So in the updated version of her, I did adjust that. I turned the black into a brown. And the color on her was all originally supposed to be like a sandy yellow kind of color, but in both attempts I didn't quite get the color I really wanted to. But in this design that I'm doing here today, I think I actually finally nailed what I was after. And the stripes, I really hate how the stripes looked in the original design. The second one is better, but again, it's not something I particularly care for. So I had to redo that, and I really like the way it's redone. There's also a couple of other cats from the clan that I did draw as well. So I'm thinking I might do a video on redesigning them as well. Like her brother especially, because I remember the two were supposed to be very close. I don't remember a lot to do with him. I do have his name written down, so her brother's name is Thistlefoot. Yeah, I remember he was supposed to be like the opposite of her in a way, where he was really tall and lanky kind of thing, where she was, small and kind of petite. I don't know. She was just small. That's all I remember of how she was supposed to be. Anyway, that's about all I can remember of them. Yeah, design-wise, it's kind of my general thought process was just adjust the colors, change the stripes to something I can actually like. I changed which foot had the dark toes, and basically just overall just made her better, or redrew her where she's in the style that I draw now. It's taken a long time to find this style. As you can see, it's been a couple of years. My style's really changed. I'm actually quite happy of how things have changed. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to do a few more of these redraws. Both of her and some of the other cats in her clan that would be kind of connected to her. But also some other older characters that I drew way back when. And one especially, or there's two I want to redraw. One of them is a character I drew. She would never start off as an OC, but just as a random drawing I did as a kid that I was so proud of. Like, I remember every pencil stroke and thinking it was the best drawing ever. And now looking back, it's just, it's so bad compared to how I envisioned it for so long in my head. So yeah, and every couple years I've been redrawing her to kind of be able to show the progression in my art style. There's another one that I have, which is my very first 2 digital art pieces. And again, I thought those 2 were the best things I had ever created, because I was like, oh, people say digital art is so hard, but I drew them and I was like, this is easy. I don't know what people are complaining about. Yeah, looking back, those things are so bad. Like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? And I remember showing them off proudly to like my mom and one of my friends too, and now I'm like cringing inside at, just what I was showing off to them. Because the thing is, I was so biased with my art. I thought it was just the best thing ever all the time. And then later on I got really critical of myself, but everyone goes through that. Either way, those are a few pieces I do want to redraw here eventually. And yeah, I'd love it if you guys join along with that, and we'll hopefully have more information on, like, I'm gonna keep digging around on all my USB sticks and everything and see what else I can unearth about all these different characters. And I'm not sure if there is much else, but if there is, I would love to be able to share it with you guys, and also then just have a record of it for myself for later on when I want to look back again. So I'm pretty sure in another couple of years I'll look at this and be like, oh, that was cringe as well. Every couple of years, you just kind of look back and like, just cringe inwardly at the stuff you said and did. Anyway, thanks for listening to my ramble. I hope you enjoyed watching this little redraw of Kestrelstep. I know that there's another newer book or whatever in Warriors where the character has named Kestrelstep or something very similar to that, I think. I did create this character before that book came out, or before I knew that book existed, at least. So, I was not trying to copy the errands with that at all. This is just purely something I came up with on my own back in 2017. Yeah, that's my cat. thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you guys again next time.